The story of the slave ship Amistad is a powerful chapter in the history of slavery and the fight for human rights. It is a tale of unimaginable suffering and extraordinary courage, and the pursuit of justice that resonates deeply with the enduring struggles for freedom and equality. The events surrounding the Amistad underscore the brutality of the transatlantic slave trade, while also highlighting the strength of the human spirit and the importance of legal and moral challenges to systematic injustice. The Amistad was a Spanish schooner that became the center of an international legal and political controversy in 1839. Originally intended for transporting cargo, the ship became infamous for carrying enslaved Africans who had been illegally captured and sold in violation of international treaties banning the slave trade. These individuals were abducted from their homes in Sierra Leone and transported to Havana, Cuba, a major hub for the illegal slave trade at the time. In Havana, 53 African captives were purchased by Spanish plantation owners Jose Ruiz and Pedro Montes, who intended to transport them to their plantations in Cuba. The captives were loaded onto the Amistad and chained in the ship's hold. However, on July 1, 1839, led by Sengbe Pieh, known in the United States as Joseph Cinqué, the captives staged a rebellion. Using tools they found on board, they broke free from their shackles, killed the ship's captain, and seized control of the vessel. The mutineers spared the lives of Ruiz and Montes, hoping they would navigate the ship back to Africa. Instead, the Spaniards deceived the Africans, sailing the ship northward by night towards the United States. After 2 months at sea, the Amistad was intercepted by a U.S. Navy vessel off the coast of Long Island, New York. The ship and its occupants were taken to New London, Connecticut, where the Africans were imprisoned on charges of murder and piracy. What followed was a legal battle that captured the attention of the nation and of the world. The case of the Amistad raised profound questions about the legality of slavery, the rights of individuals under international law, and the principles of freedom and justice. The Africans' defense was taken up by a group of abolitionists, including Louis Tappan and Simeon Jocelyn, who saw the case as an opportunity to strike a blow against slavery. They enlisted the help of Robert Sherman Baldwin, a skilled lawyer who argued that the captives were not slaves, but free individuals who had been unlawfully kidnapped and sold. Baldwin contended that their rebellion was an act of self-defense against illegal imprisonment. The case made its way through the U.S. court system, eventually reaching the Supreme Court in 1841. Former President John Quincy Adams, then a member of Congress and a staunch opponent of slavery, joined the defense team. In a compelling argument before the court, Adams framed the case as a moral issue, invoking the Declaration of Independence and its assertion that all men are created equal. He urged the justices to uphold the principles of liberty and justice, emphasizing that the Africans had acted within their natural rights to secure their freedom. The Supreme Court ruled in favor of the Africans, declaring that they were free individuals who had been illegally enslaved. The court ordered their release, and the 35 surviving captives were eventually able to return to Sierra Leone with the assistance of abolitionist groups. The decision was a significant victory for the abolitionist movement, and a symbolic moment in the struggle against slavery, though it did little to dismantle the institution of slavery in the United States. The legacy of the Amistad is profound. It highlighted the cruelty and inhumanity of the transatlantic slave trade, exposing its violations of human rights and international law. The case also demonstrated the power of legal advocacy and public opinion in challenging injustice. It underscored the resilience and agency of enslaved individuals who resisted oppression, asserting their humanity in the face of unimaginable suffering. Today, the story of the Amistad serves as a reminder of the ongoing struggle for freedom and equality. The ship itself has been immortalized through books, films, and even a replica that sails as a symbol of education and remembrance. The courage of Joseph Cinqué and his fellow captives continues to inspire those who fight against modern forms of slavery and human trafficking. The Amistad represents both the horrors of slavery and the enduring hope for justice. Its story reminds us of the importance of standing against oppression and advocating for the inherent rights and dignity of all people. By remembering the events of the Amistad, we honor the legacy of those who fought for freedom and contribute to the ongoing pursuit of a more just and equitable world.